everyone, I was just out for a ride. I wasn't sure I was going to do a video today or not. I brought the camera along with me just in case, because you never know, right? So I was out riding and I was thinking a lot about my saddle. I've had a few people ask me how I like it after now that I've had it for a little while. So I thought I would just talk about my Brooks C15 saddle, what I think about it, the materials and all that stuff. So it's not going to be a total, in-depth tech review. I'm just going to basically talk about how this saddle has worked for me. Saddles are such a sticky topic as far as comfort on a bike goes. Everybody that's done a lot of riding knows that it's going to be different for everybody. We all are built differently. Our sit bones are positioned differently. The big thing that most people do is they put a saddle on and they never adjust it, sliding it along the rails back and forth to get it in that proper position. You don't want to be sitting right on the meat of your butt. You want to be sitting on your sit bones, which you can feel them. Best bet if you're not sure about this kind of stuff is if you have a good local bike shop to go in there and capitalize on their knowledge. There's a lot into that, and I'm just not going to take the time in this type of video to do that, unfortunately. So I bought this saddle last year for the second half of my cross Canada trip. I now have just under 7,000 kilometers on it, and I cannot say enough good things about it, guys. It is a really comfortable saddle. One thing I should make note of before I go any further is that I do wear riding shorts. I do wear a chamois, however you want to pronounce it. And I have since beginning of time, since I've been riding. So I cannot imagine riding without it, especially long distances. So if you are having trouble with comfort with your saddle, make sure that you check out riding shorts before you start switching up between saddles in the never-ending battle to find one that's comfortable. Because I really think that should be your first step as far as looking for comfort in your saddle. So having said that, one thing I do want to say before we go any further, as far as comfortable saddles, riding shorts and stuff like that, the first step is making sure you have the right size bike. If a bike is way too big or way too small, it's going to be hard to get in that right position on the saddle, especially if it's too big. If you're having to reach out for the handlebars, it's going to pull you forward. And if the bike's way too big for you, you're not going to be able to get in a proper riding position where you're comfortable. So make sure you have the right size bike if possible. I realize sometimes we're dealing with kids and hand-me-downs and stuff like that. So like I said, make sure that it's the right size bike. And if possible, if you have a good bike shop and you can get a proper bike fitting, that is probably the best thing you can do for yourself. So those are my recommendations. But having said that, like I said, I rode almost 7,000 kilometers on this saddle so far, the Brooks C15, and I cannot say enough about it. It does come in the C17 version, which is the same as this, but it has a wider saddle. So if you have a bigger butt and you find you need the wider saddle so you can get your sit bones in the right position, then that would probably be the way to go. I know the B17 Brooks saddle is the most popular one. You know, the old antique looking leather one. I haven't tried it in all fairness, so I can't comment on that. But the thing I love about this saddle is it's all weather. The B17, you have to be careful if it starts raining out and all that stuff. To me, that's not a practical touring saddle. That's just my opinion, of course. The nice thing I like about this saddle, like I said, it's all weather. And once the sun does get on it, it becomes more flexible, and that makes it even more comfortable because it kind of flexes with you as you're pedaling, right? So it does make it a lot more comfortable. As far as the materials go, I'll put that up on the screen right now. I cannot remember. The saddle is almost like a vulcanized rubber, if I remember correctly. But I'll put a picture up with what the materials are of the saddle right about here, so you guys can get an idea of the tech in it. I'll try and get the weight and all that stuff too. I'm not super worried about that stuff, but I do know some people are. So like I said, if you are looking for a good saddle, I would highly recommend the C15. It's not super expensive. It's not super cheap. So I do believe I paid about $120 for it. Anybody that's into cycling knows that that's somewhere in the middle as far as good saddle prices go. So like I said, if you are looking for a good saddle, I do highly recommend you check out the C15. I'm not being sponsored by Brooks, of course, or anything like this. I'm only doing these videos, guys, to try and help people doing the same thing I'm doing. I have no endorsements or anything, so anybody that thinks I'm doing this for, because I'm getting paid to do that, definitely not the case. I'm not saying I'm not open to taking product endorsements if I do like the product, but this is solely my opinion on this saddle based on my riding and my experiences. So one thing I do want to mention in my experience when riding throughout the country and meeting people and talking about different things is if you're riding every day all the time, long distances, a sore butt is just par for the course sometimes. There's not much you can do about it. There's days where my butt's fine. I can ride 110 kilometers and my butt doesn't really bother me too much. And then there's days where I ride 70 kilometers and my butt's killing me. So the one thing you got to keep in mind is long days on the saddle, it's just hard on your butt, especially with touring because you spend more time seated, especially if you have a fully loaded bike. So give your saddle a chance. I think many of you that watch the channel know that I've been a bike mechanic for over 20 years now in the retail. So I don't just work on bikes, I also help customers with products and stuff like that. So the one thing I will say about a saddle, and if you do get a new bike or get a new saddle for your existing bike, is give the saddle that you get, whether it's on the new bike or the new one you purchase, give it at least 2 weeks before you say that it's not right for you. It just takes that long for anything. It's just like, when you buy a new pair of shoes, they feel tight at first and it takes a little working in. The same goes for the saddle, and more to do with your butt getting worked into the saddle than the saddle getting worked into your butt, right? So unless you do have that B17, which that's what it's all about, but that's a whole nother review and a whole nother saddle, right? So anyways, guys, I don't think I'm getting too much more on this. The basic facts are I do recommend this saddle. I do recommend that you try it out if you're looking for a comfortable saddle. And like I said, give it a chance if you do get it. You're going to get it and you're going to be like, wait, this thing's rock hard if you're not familiar with saddles. But trust me, it is comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable saddle I've ever had if I haven't said that so far. So anyways, guys, I'm going to wrap that up as far as the saddle goes right here. Like I said, if you have any questions about the saddle or anything else, feel free to let me know in the comments below and I will definitely get back to you with an answer if possible. So anyways, I will be heading out on the road soon and you guys will start seeing some actual trip videos and I'm sure you're going to be happy about that. You won't have to see these kind of boring videos anymore. But yeah, so I'm going to be heading out hopefully in a few days now. So start looking forward to those riding videos and trip videos. I hope everyone's doing fantastic and getting out here and doing something you love. And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Oh, wait, before I leave, I forgot to say, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, hit the like button, throw me a comment. All that stuff helps YouTube want to promote my videos in the whole algorithm machine, I guess you could say. If you'd like to help support the channel, I don't have a lot of money. I'm trying to figure out ways to keep this all going. So if you'd like to check out my Patreon page, it's definitely the best way you can help support the channel. 3 different tiers, $1, $3, and $5 a month. So whatever you feel is good for you would be greatly appreciated from the bottom of my heart. If it's not something you're interested, I totally get it, guys. I sincerely do. So anyways, guys, I will see you in the next one. Take care. Cheers. Hey guys, I just thought I'd leave you with a few nature shots from a beautiful day out. Take care.